Today's video is going to be focused all around looksmaxing, or the art or practice of enhancing your physical appearance and your looks to the highest degree possible. We're all going to ascend after this video, guys. So for those of you that are new to the channel, I used to be ranked third in the world in Call of Duty. I was an absolute loser, and I went on a massive 10-year self-improvement journey, including a looksmaxing journey. And I created this channel to document my learnings and experiences and to give back and to help you guys, my subscribers, ascend like I did. So in today's video, we're going to cover a few key things. So first off, we're going to talk about looksmaxing in general, some best practices regarding looksmaxing. We're going to talk about how I got into looksmaxing in the first place, what my journey was like. We're going to talk about clavicular. Many of you may know who clavicular is. If you don't, he's literally viral on social media right now. He's a looksmaxer, and he does a lot of hard maxes and soft maxes. So a hard max is like plastic surgery, steroids, TRT, right? Like really changing your biochemistry or, through surgery or exogenous hormones or substances. Soft maxes are, things like going to the gym, applying a better facial moisturizer, things like that. So we're going to talk about clavicular. We're going to talk about my journey. And we're also going to focus on a few key things going into 2026 that I'm going to do to try to help me ascend to my highest potential looksmaxing. So guys, starting with, what my new areas of focus are, I'm going to be super straightforward and vulnerable with you guys. I hate needles. I've been slowly getting better at getting my blood taken, but I actually ordered retatrutide. So retatrutide is a peptide. You have to inject it subcutaneously, so usually like into your lower abdomen fat. And what it does is it suppresses appetite, it speeds up your metabolism, and it just is supposedly insane to help with shredding. So guys, for the first time in my life, I'm really going to focus on trying to get shreddy, baby. I'm going to try to get my body fat percentage around the 8 to 10% region, I think would be good. So I am willing to kind of send it, guys. I'm someone who's very cautious. I do extensive research, but I'm willing to, based on everything I've seen, I'm willing to start a peptide. So that's going to be retatrutide. Now, through watching clavicular, now, a few of you might know who he is. He's blown up all over social media. He's a looksmaxer. I spent, a long time looking at his videos, and I'm going to go through my Amazon cart right now. I'm about to spend $350 on looksmaxing materials. So I'm going to walk through them real quick. So the first is actually a male eyeliner. Now, before you guys say makeup, and clavicular says this, and I totally agree with it. Before you guys say, dude, wearing makeup, that's gay. Well, you're doing it super subtly to where no one's going to notice. That's point number one. Point number two is if you're doing this to get more girls, if that's your motive, is to mog other guys and to get more girls and to stand out and to looksmax and to increase your sexual market value, your SMV, it's not gay at all. Actually, it gives you an edge on your competition, which is other guys. So I really hope that other guys continue to think that wearing makeup is gay, because that gives me a competitive advantage in the dating market. Now, guys, before I even found out who clavicular was, I'll be honest, I have been wearing concealer for almost 10 years. So I have already worn makeup to a degree. So when I saw this looksmaxer who had new male makeup practices, I was all in for it. So kind of basically how that started, guys, is, I remember I had to get my high school yearbook, a photo taken. I remember I had cystic acne everywhere. I was telling my mom, oh my God, I have horrible acne the day of the yearbook photos. And she said, Eric, here, just take some of this. This is from Fran. It's called Clé de Peau, which I still use to this day. It's a concealer, very expensive. And she goes, just put a little bit on top of all the zits. Obviously, you still have acne. You still look like shit, but it's just the redness is way less inflamed. It's less noticeable. And I was like, wow, like, this helped it 50%, just like that. And no one could tell what it is. And I've never had to use this excuse, guys. But if anyone ever knew what it is, I use this shit basically numerous times a week for 10 years. No one's ever noticed it. And if they did, I would just say, hey, it's acne medication that also like kind of hides the acne. But I've never had to use that excuse, guys. So I would urge you guys, as someone who still struggles with acne to a degree, and I struggled with it deeply in my high school years. I should have went on Accutane is what I should have done. If you're young listening to this video, go on Accutane. Now, I'm in my 30s and my skin is mostly under control now, so I'm not going to do it. But guys, get a concealer. You don't use the actual whole thing and rub it on your face and smear it on your face. You use your finger, you kind of pat the concealer, get it on your finger, and then you slowly pat your finger on, your acne and your problem areas, your nose, etc. Clavicular is showed, kind of on the bottom ridge of your eye. If you apply just the slightest eyeliner, it just makes your eye pop. It gives you those hunter eyes. I'm willing to try it out, look in the mirror, right? And just see if it makes me just a smidge more attractive. That's one of the things I'm going to implement. Another thing as well that I'm going to implement is he was talking about Lumify eye drops. So I think it's called your sclera, which is the white part of your eyes. The whiter your eyes are, right, especially if you smoke weed or your eyes are just red or you have allergies, right, it just doesn't look as attractive. So when you have the eyeliner on the bottom lid and you have the Lumify eye drops, which make the whites of your eyes pop, supposedly this just makes your eyes, your facial aesthetics, you just pop more. I'm also getting a new beard trimmer. So guys, it's been scientifically proven that 4 to 5 millimeters in length is the most attractive universally beard length to women. So it's almost kind of like a light stubble. I'm buying a new $150 Panasonic beard trimmer because my beard really, I would say that ascended me almost more than anything outside of the gym. The gym was number one, and then the beard was number two. Now, guys, I'm also getting deep into skincare. So you guys, tretinoin is something I've taken for years, but I'm also going to start moisturizing my face more. I use tretinoin a lot. I do have kind of dry skin, and CeraVe is a great brand where you could get a PM moisturizer, and that's going to help you age like a DILF. That's going to help your skin just stay youthful and anti-age as long as possible. Speaking of anti-aging, guys, I'm going to put you on massive game. You need to use retinol. So retinol is a serum that's basically the best skincare thing I've ever used. It resurfaces the texture of your skin. It hydrates it. It makes it look more vibrant. It could help with scarring. It could help with discoloration. It's incredible, guys. Get you some retinol serum. Now, I even use anti-aging eye serum at night, or eye cream. You just put it below your eyes every night. And if you do that consistently for 20 years, right, you're going to end up being the DILF. You're going to end up being the Giga Chad. And all of your peers that think it's gay, that didn't know this stuff, that weren't woke, that were too lazy to do this for 2 decades straight, right? They're going to be 45 years old, divorced, and they're going to have no sexual market value anymore. And you're going to be 45 years old. You're either going to be with a super hot chick, or you're going to be single, slaying all these girls with your super George Clooney DILF vibes. So, guys, continuing on, micro needling, right? So I go on Amazon, type in micro needling for your scalp and micro needling for your beard. So I micro needle my beard and I'm going to start micro needling my scalp. Now, I've used minoxidil, which is very similar to dutasteride or finasteride. Now, these are products that regenerate hair growth and prevent hair loss. I'm getting to the age where my hair has thinned. I've used minoxidil on my scalp and my beard for many years now, guys. But I just kind of drench my head in minoxidil. It's not the most efficient way. I don't know what the dose is. It kind of makes my face feel oily overnight. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to try to find, on GoodRx or online, I'm going to get a telehealth visit, and I'm going to start taking a minoxidil pill every day. Again, I've used topical minoxidil forever. I'm going to get on the pill in the New Year's, guys, to help prevent further hair loss and to help grow new terminal hairs as well. Sounds super gay, but again, I'm willing to send it. I'm willing to give it a shot. It kind of just accentuates your eyebrows, gives them more volume, makes them pop a little more with a little additional color. I'm going to see what it looks like, guys. Now, I don't have too much gray in my beard, but as you get older, and I know guys that do this, you could even use beard dye as well. So guys, that's super, super putting you on game right now of extreme Looksmaxing. These things take hours of research, and I've implemented a lot of these things already. I just went through a ton of things that you should implement yourself. Now, I'm going to talk about how I got into Looksmaxing originally. So I was familiar with the term Looksmaxing probably 10 years ago, right? I got into the red pill. I found the red pill on Reddit. I was a loser, invisible to woman. I lost my physique. I went through a period of depression and also to where I couldn't work out. And I started to get into the red pill. I started to get the red pill rage. I started going to the gym. I realized, dude, it's all about looks. It's all that matters, right? Which is the black pill. Now, That's kind of what got me into my Looksmaxing journey, right? I would say basic is gym, diet, skincare, and style slash wardrobe revamping. All of these other things, since I've ascended pretty high to my genetic potential, are additional looks maxes. Also, you could do hard maxes, right? So the retatrutide, I'm going to be completely straightforward with you guys. I'm going to hop on a peptide called retatrutide starting next year. I've never injected anything. I've never used any exogenous substances, peptides, steroids, testosterone, nothing. But through my research that I've done, I'm willing to send it, and I'm going to take some retatrutide. So what retatrutide is it's a peptide. You inject it subcutaneously once or twice or 3 times a week, and it helps with extreme fat loss, revving up your metabolism. Your eating cravings go way down. I'm going to try to get to like the 8 to 10% body fat region, so I have really good shreds. I have better jawline visibility, right? Hollow cheeks. I have stored face fat and abdominal fat over the years, even though I still have a good physique and clothes. Guys, I'm really willing to try to send it in the new year. I'm on enclomiphene as well, which has doubled my natural testosterone. I'm going to make another video pretty soon on this channel, how to raise your natural testosterone. I'm trying to go as long as possible with keeping my gonads working without having to introduce TRT or exogenous hormones, which will shut down my natural production. So anyways, guys, I'm going to end the video now with my final thoughts on this guy, Clavicular. So a lot of you may know him. He's viral all over social media. I've seen him on my social media timeline for weeks now, and I just kept not clicking on the videos. And first off, do I think he's a little sociopathic? Sure. Do I think he's a good person, actually? Sure. Do I see a lot of myself in him, actually? Yes. Do I think his jaw surgery he's going to get and his limb lengthening surgery he's going to get? You know, I'm even shorter than him, and he's going to get limb lengthening surgery maybe. I think that's a little extreme. I think it stems from insecurities and trauma, but I do think he's spot on that the better we look, the better our existence in this superficial world is going to be. Overall, I think he's an interesting guy. I think he's a testament of, I think he's obviously super educated on the topic, and I'm excited to see how retatrutide, which I found out before I knew who Clavicular was, and I'm excited to see how some additional of his practices, like all of the skincare things I've laid out, to see how those might glow me up additionally. So guys, appreciate you tuning back into the channel. There's going to be a ton more content coming out. I'm interested in maybe starting one-on-one coaching for my subscribers that might be wanting to ascend and lifemaxx to their highest degree. So be on the lookout for that in the new year, guys, and appreciate you tuning into the channel.